You know that moment when you're deep into a project and you realize this just isn't going to work? Well, that's exactly what happened to me when I had fully built out my very first QuickBooks course. I even had beta students going through it, and that's when it kind of hit me. QuickBooks has a million features, and not all of them are relevant to everyone. So think about it this way. A service provider like a photographer using QuickBooks to send invoices to clients is going to have a completely different setup and structure than a product-based business who uses QuickBooks as their point of sale. And a boutique owner that runs all of their sales through Shopify, well, that's a whole different ballgame than both of those other scenarios. And honestly, a generic QuickBooks course wasn't actually helping anyone. And that's when I knew I had a decision to make. And that decision is exactly why the Bookkeeping Made Simple for Boutiques membership exists today. Let's dive in. Hey there, and welcome to the Boutique Bookkeeper Show, where we take the mystery out of your money and make your numbers make sense. I'm Megan, virtual bookkeeper and bookkeeping coach, and I love helping female boutique owners just like you finally feel confident about the financial side of your business. If you're tired of feeling anxious every time you have to open QuickBooks, or if you're making sales but constantly left wondering, where did all that money go? You're in the right place. We'll cover all things bookkeeping and taxes, all in plain English, so you can be less intimidated by the numbers and finally start to use them to help you grow a profitable boutique. So, if you're ready to stop avoiding this whole numbers thing and start keeping more of the money you make, grab your coffee and your calculator and let's dive in. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Boutique Bookkeeper Show. I'm Megan, and today we're going to be talking about something a little different. There's no tips, there's no tutorials, no QuickBooks walkthroughs today. Instead, I want to pull back the curtain and share a little bit about my story and how I got here, why I do what I do, and how the Bookkeeping Made Simple for Boutiques membership came to be. And I'll be honest, this episode is dropping on a pretty special day because today is the official launch day of this membership. So stick around because by the end of this episode, I think it's going to be really clear whether or not this membership could be a benefit to you. So let me take you back to the beginning. I went to college for accounting, graduated, landed a corporate accounting job right out of school. All pretty textbook start, right? I worked at that company for 7 years, and then the company eventually got acquired. Now, I want to be clear, this wasn't some surprise gut punch moment. And when a company gets acquired, there's usually a period where everyone is just kind of sitting around waiting. And my whole team knew that eventually the company that acquired us wasn't going to need our little finance team anymore, and it was just a matter of time. So when the day finally came that they didn't need us anymore, I actually had a choice. I could transition over to their corporate finance team and keep a steady paycheck, or I could take the severance package and choose to do something completely different. It just so happened that at the time, I had just had my second baby. I was literally on maternity leave when I got the notice that my last day was going to be coming up. So the idea of building something completely different that was flexible, something that allowed me to stay at home and be present with my growing family while also doing work that I genuinely loved, it was just too good to pass up. So I bet on myself and I started Finding Freedom Financial Services. And when I first started my business, I was serving businesses of all types. It didn't matter what industry you were in. If you needed bookkeeping help, I was your girl. And pretty quickly, I started noticing something. I noticed that a lot of small business owners needed help with their finances, but they just weren't at a place where they could financially afford to hand it off to someone like me. They needed to be doing it themselves, but they just didn't know how or what that looked like. So I started creating resources. I started a free Facebook group, I started writing blog posts, and eventually I thought, okay, I should just build a course, teach people how to use QuickBooks. Simple enough, right? Well, not exactly. So here's the thing about QuickBooks. It's just a tool, and like any tool, how you use it depends entirely on the type of business that you're building. So think about it this way. A service provider using QuickBooks to send invoices to clients is going to have a completely different setup than a product-based business using QuickBooks as their point of sale. And a boutique owner that runs all of their sales through Shopify or Square, Well, that's a completely separate business setup than both of the other scenarios. So I had actually built this QuickBooks course, like fully built it out. And I even had beta students going through it. And that's when I knew that I had a decision to make, because a generic QuickBooks course wasn't actually helping anyone because everyone's situation was so different. And I just decided that I had to get really specific about who I was going to be building this for and what their actual setup and process needed to look like, because otherwise I was just going to be another confusing resource that leaves people more lost than when they started. But while putting all of this course together, I was still servicing my done-for-you clients, and at that time, I was doing bookkeeping for a retail boutique client. And as I was working through her books, I realized that I had built something here. I had built this simple, repeatable process that actually worked for a business like hers that was using Shopify as her point of sale system. A system that correctly accounted for all of the Shopify sales, the inventory, the cost of goods, the sales tax, all the processing fees, all of it. And I thought, this is simple enough. I could teach this. So I scrapped the generic QuickBooks course, I started over and rebuilt the entire curriculum specifically for boutique owners and independent retailers, ones using Shopify, Square, or other point of sale system for their shops. There's no fluff, there's no irrelevant features that you may use in QuickBooks. There's no, well, it depends on your business type of information. It's all just clear, step-by-step processes built specifically for boutique owners. Now, this boutique-specific course has been available for almost 2 years now, but through my interactions with students over those 2 years, I've realized something important, and that's that bookkeeping, it's not a one and done type of thing. You can't just watch a course, check a box, do the bookkeeping, and, never really think about those things again. But if you've been in business for any length of time, you know that your business changes. Maybe Shopify rolls out new updates and tax laws shift and new situations come up that you've never had to deal with before. And when those things happen, you truly need a resource or someone in your corner, not just a video that you can reference from 2 years ago. So that's why I've decided to make this shift into more of a membership model, because what boutique owners need isn't just the knowledge, it's the ongoing support that comes alongside of it. So inside the membership, you get the complete QuickBooks bookkeeping curriculum, the step-by-step video trainings that walk you through how to set up and use QuickBooks Online specifically for your boutique, but you also get access to live Q&A calls where you can bring your actual questions and get real answers from a real human being. You're also going to be a part of a community of other boutique owners who are in the same boat. And inside the membership, you obviously get access to me, someone who actually understands your business, your sales system, how Shopify works with your bookkeeping, and all of the other unique money stuff that comes with running a retail boutique. And I want to be really clear about something. This isn't a course you buy and forget about. This is the ongoing support that comes with that for as long as you need it. No more Googling random QuickBooks tutorials that have nothing to do with your business. No more asking your CPA and getting that blank stare when you mention Shopify, because very few CPAs know how Shopify actually works. And no more avoiding your numbers because you don't even know where to start. This membership was built for you. So here's what I want you to walk away with today. The Bookkeeping Made Simple for Boutiques membership wasn't built for everyone. It was built specifically for the boutique owner, the one who's been avoiding their numbers, who feels overwhelmed every time tax season rolls around, who knows they need to get this figured out, but they just don't know where to start. I chose you deliberately and specifically because I knew I could help and I knew exactly what that help needed to look like. So if today is the day that you're finally ready to stop avoiding your numbers and start feeling confident in this money side of your boutique, then I want you to come join us inside the membership. And here's the thing, if you're listening to this in real time, you have the opportunity to become a founding member. So now through April 30th, you can join us at the founding member rate of just $24 a month. And here's what makes this really special. You actually get to lock in that rate for life. So as long as you stay a member, you will never pay more than $24 a month, even as the price goes up for new members, as new resources are added, as more support, more calls are added, your price will never go up. But it's not just about the price. As a founding member, you actually get a say in how this membership is built. I'm talking about things like, do we want to add weekly co-working calls to help keep you accountable? Do we want to bring in outside experts to teach on things that are not bookkeeping related? Do you want to have bookkeeping workshops? I want to know what kind of support would actually be helpful for you. This membership is being built around the needs of the people inside it, and I want you to be a part of that conversation. So if that sounds like something that you want in on, head on over to findingfreedomfinancial.com/membership to get all the details and to join us inside. I'll also drop the link to it in the show notes, but don't wait too long because the founding member rate is only available through April 30th, and once it's gone, it's gone. But that's all that I have for you today. Be sure to tune in next week for another episode. I'll see you there. Hey there, and thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope that I shared something that helped you feel just a little bit more confident in understanding all the numbers in your boutique business. If you found this helpful, don't forget to go and leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts. That's the best way for other boutique owners just like you to find this podcast so I can help them feel just a little bit more confident in their numbers as well. If you have any questions about what you heard today, hop on over to Instagram and send me a DM at Finding Freedom Financial. I'll be back again real soon, but in the meantime, go implement or take action on something you learned today. I promise your future self will thank you.